Fabers, running for the 2-year seat for Cincinnati Public School Board. Just a little bit of background about me. I grew up in the inner city here in Cincinnati, lifelong resident, went off to college to Carson Newman College outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, Southern Baptist School. At one point I thought I was going to be a pastor to preach, but God sort of led me in a different direction. Went to Roger Bacon High School, proud graduate of Roger Bacon. All my brothers went through Roger Bacon. Back then my parents wanted a better education. They had a choice. There was no voucher. There was no ed choice. All those things weren't around. My parents, a loving mom and dad who still around by the grace of God, who's still in my life, they sacrifice. A lot of our kids don't have those opportunities to have a mom and dad. I see it. I'm in the classroom as a special ed teacher. I live it every day. So I'm not someone who's getting into this race just to make a political name. I have no political aspirations, but to make a difference. That's the bottom line, is to make a difference. Bottom line of it, I want change for our kids. And our kids are suffering. Why are they suffering? We've got a transit population in our neighborhoods. You see what has happened in the West End. We're being shuffled around. And those are our African American families. I care about that. Everything that happens in this city affects our kids. The violence, the shootings. When they don't have a good education, what options do they have? I served for 1 year at the Justice Center when the district and Cy Lisa's office was sued by a parent. The district asked me to go down there and work with juveniles that were locked up. All black males, one white male. The common factor was these kids never had a fighting chance. Bottom line of it, no parent, no one to talk to, on their own, shooting somebody for bus fare. Are you kidding me? You shot somebody because you needed bus fare? I would have gave it to you. Here's my wallet. The bottom line of it, we need change. I want to see change of being on the inside. Now I want to go to a different perspective of setting policy. School board members set policies. That's what we do. We drive policies that affect our schools. With that being said, here are the 5 principles that I want to ensure that if I'm elected to the school board that we can ramp up. We can ramp up our recruitment, professional development, and evaluation of teachers. We want to find the best teachers. There are good teachers out there. We need to do whatever we need to do, like Steve said, to find the best teachers. We should partner with organizations, universities, to build a pipeline for principals. We're in desperate need of good principals. Those are the folks that lead our schools. We need to find the best and brightest principals for our schools. We're lacking in that in many areas. We need to partner. If we look at the partnerships that we already have, Teach for America, we look at all those things, we need to ramp up some of those things that we're doing to get principals and teachers in our classrooms. We can't find enough certified special ed teachers. We're putting in long-term subs. That shouldn't happen. Those are one of our neediest students that we're putting in long-term subs for our neediest students. That shouldn't happen, but we can't find them because they're going to the suburbs, Sycamore, Lakota, all those districts they're standing in line for. We need to build a culture where all of our students feel welcome when they come in that building. A lot of our kids come from trauma. And I know what trauma is. I've served 12 years in the military. I was in the Gulf War. So when I came back, there was real trauma for me personally. So I know what trauma is. I know what it feels like to experience trauma. of coming from a battlefield, coming back home, and feeling like your country has abandoned you. That's real trauma. And I understand that these kids don't have someone to fight for and advocate. I want to be their champion. So in closing, I hope you will consider me as a viable candidate for the 2-year seat. Thank you.